Hey, it's 501 week number 4. Woo! This is my last day of school as I record this on a Friday. Whether you're watching this on the last day of May or at some point in early June, you are likely either just done with school as a teacher or administrator or educator, or you're close. You're close. Hang in there. Um, Anyone else ready for just like a month-long nap? All right. We also have week 4. Let's talk about that, shall we? How's that for a transition? So, we're talking about teachers as leaders. You have a couple different videos from Scott McLeod. He's kind of an early leader in the idea of kind of what we now refer to as 21st century education. Um, yeah, so take a look at his TED Talk. It's actually an older interview when he was at an ISTE conference, still like super applicable to kind of the themes of this week. Also, a good follow on the Twitters, as my mom calls it. We've had a few conversations because I know that we linked to these videos in week 4, and he's come out pretty strongly as an anti-racist educator. Really trying to bring equity into all schools, we've talked a number of times around that, and and of course, like even like in his DMs on Twitter, he's like citing his sources. I was just like, dude, who are you? Who cites their sources while DMing? He's been the only person I've ever experienced that does that. Um, there's been a lot more profanity than source citing in DMs with educators, and I'm okay with both. The point, though, is that he's done a lot of work lately around how technology, innovation, and anti-racism all like need to coexist together. So if you've not been seeing those as all related, um, following him, he's going to start connecting some of those dots for you. Um, and they're really important conversations. They're often uncomfortable conversations, but if you're not leaning into those, following him, these videos do not dive into that. Those are a couple years old at the most recent. Um, that's not the goal of his TED Talk, but that's a lot of what he's talking about these days. Link to a video talking about Q Bold. I interviewed John Crippo as we were both presenting sessions in between presenting multiple sessions that day, talking about just what Q Bold is. So this is like the very first take on it. John has since moved from working as whatever his title was, like Director of Academic Innovation at Q. For a while, he was the interim executive director of Q. He is teaching middle school students now up near, I'm pointing this way because it's northeast for me, sort of near Yosemite-ish, doing some cool stuff. If you know nothing about edu protocols, check it out. It's good stuff. And then just two more quick things. We have a week 4 discussion. This is direct conversations, hopefully based on your reading in the latest Sir Ken Robinson chapter talking about direct instruction. So you're going to read the book, you're going to read the prompt, and talk about the need for direct instruction. Does it always go away? Is it always student-driven inquiry? Is it not? Is it student-driven projects? Um, all of that. And then you have a practice quiz. It's a self-graded quiz. You don't have a grade for the quiz. Most of the idea of it is just to show you that a Google form can be a graded quiz. So don't put like any sort of anxiety into that bucket. It's me modeling for you. This is what Google Forms can do. So there you have it. That is all for your stuff. You just have a discussion board. That's the only thing you get graded on this week. You do have that practice quiz that's like you don't gain or lose points. You have a checkpoint, and it's just looking ahead for what your infographic is going to look like at the end of week 5. So that is all. Happy week 4, and yeah, hang in there with the end of your school.